Hello, friends. Welcome back to Organize Your Closet and Your Life Will Follow, where we talk about home, lifestyle, and making life simpler. But today, not going to happen. I can't sit by. I cannot sit by. I cannot sit quietly with what is going on in this country. There is too much at stake, and I really feel the need to speak up. We are watching democracy unravel right in front of us. We have billionaire fucking boys club playing with power like it's a game and truth being twisted, like I mean just twisted right in front of us like we're idiots. This is not a drill. I feel like this is not business as usual. I think those of you who know me know that I love, like, I'm a peaceful, loving human being. I want to help change the world, help people organize their homes and live free and live in a beautiful space, like one home at a time, one person at a time. I like to think I'm kind of a hippie with peace and love and tree hugging. But right now, it's just not business as usual. This is a moment in history where silence is complicity. So today, we are diving into what's happening with Donald Trump and Elon Musk, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, two figures who are reshaping our world. Like, actually, what the fuck? Like, how did they even get there? Like, they are literally reshaping our world and not for the better. Not for the better. I'm going to break down a few things that really personally have now affected me to where I can't not talk about it. I'm not a politics person. I don't like politics. I'm a registered independent voter. Okay. I'm not into politics, but I have to speak now. I literally have to speak now. So I'm going to talk about a few things that really affect, just personally have affected me. Just things I can't stop thinking about. I'm going to talk about a little bit about their influence. So Musk and Trump's influence and why we should all be paying attention. So let's get into this. I want to start with the democracy crisis. Whew. I think our forefathers are turning in their graves. The state of democracy under Trump's presidency. Wow. He literally has turned the Oval Office into a stage for the authoritarianism, dictatorship, openly discussing how he will use the DOJ to go after political enemies. One thing with Trump is you can't be surprised. Like, why are people surprised? Why are people surprised with his bad behavior? Why? He has stacked government agencies with loyalists who prioritize him, personally, him, over the country. So his presidency is not about leadership. Absolutely not. It is about revenge because he's a fucking baby. It is about consolidation of power because he wants to play the game Risk in real life. And it's unbelievable that we are in 2020 fucking five and this is happening. Like I'm yeah, I'm floored, people. I'm floored. I'm floored. I'm so floored. There has been amazing erosion. Like that's the only word I can think of, erosion of the democratic norms that we are as a democratic society that we have. The erosion is accelerating at a fast pace. Think about voter suppression. Voter suppression laws are expanding, and these are designed to disenfranchise me, okay? Disenfranchise Black, brown, and young voters. Trump's allies are openly discussing ways to challenge and overturn future election results. Openly discussing future election results if they don't go their way. And for anyone who forgot about January 6th, the J6, okay, the insurrection that Trump incited, instead of facing accountability, he has convinced millions of people that he is the victim, setting the stage for more danger, more dangerous anti-democratic actions in the future, like unbelievable. And, Mike Pence is an honest man who actually believes in the Constitution. And he has recently spoke up that he couldn't do for Trump what Trump wanted him to do, that he was embedded in the Constitution and that's what he was going to follow. And Trump wanted him to do some kind of bullshit. And then Trump, who's a frickin' backstabbing bitch, actually sent J6 people to go to Mike Pence's office. I mean, talk about like that was probably so scary for him to be in that position where they actually were probably going to try to serious harm or kill him. Who knows? Unbelievable. But the message is clear, folks. Democracy is being dismantled in real time. And if we don't fight back now, we may never get another chance. Like we may not get another chance. I'm not a worrywart person who's nervous about the future because I never think that way. I'm very much a be in the present type of person, but right now, guess what? Even a meditative tree hugger, I'm actually a little bit concerned, a little worried, actually. Let's move on to Elon Musk, who is a joke of a human being. Like, what a friggin' loser. Like, actually a loser. Like, I'm just gonna say it. He's not just a billionaire tech guy who wants to take people to Mars. He's a dangerous, dangerous, jealous human being. He's a dangerous force and he's reshaping our reality. Since taking over Twitter, used to be Twitter, is now X, he's turned it into a breeding ground for misinformation, hate speech. I think I should take my, I'm going to close that account. I forgot. I think I had it. But, just right-wing propaganda. He actually reinstated banned extremists and openly spread conspiracy theories himself. So this is not a man who cares about free speech. He cares about control and he cares about controlling the narrative and what's out there. And what has he done with AI? Like, let's talk about his influence on AI and automation. He is actively developing technology that will eliminate jobs. He doesn't give a shit about us. We're peons. He wants to get rid of all of us. I mean, it's unbelievable how many jobs he's already cut. And he's illegal. Like, what authority does he have? He's best buddies with the president. He's the pal that hangs around the Oval Office. I mean, it's so weird. And he is stating that he's a champion of the working class. I mean, it's it's so sad. It's laughable. It's so sad. It's laughable. So his companies like Tesla and SpaceX are riddled with allegations of racism, union busting, unsafe working conditions. I had a girlfriend that I worked with at a company in Concord, and her brother worked for Tesla. She said that they were worked so hard that he would sleep in his car in the parking lot. This was in Fremont when they were here in Northern California, Middle California. And he would just sleep in his car and be ready for work the next day. Like, wow, Elon, that's great. Like, really nice working conditions for your people. But I mean, to me, it's like he has, and he's from South Africa, by the way. He has used his platform and he's amplifying white nationalist rhetoric. That's what I believe. And his little Heil Hitler salute, like, I mean, yeah, unbelievable, guys, unbelievable. One thing I can say is I have a huge, huge, and a new hero, Vladimir Zelensky, president of Ukraine. Like, talk about a class act. Now, I like to talk about meditation and breathing. That man used breath as a tool. And if I was a savvy YouTube person, I would pull up some of the footage. But if you watch the footage while he's being bullied by Trump and his little pussy friend, JD Vance, who's also a bully because he's a piece of shit. If you watch that video, you will see President Zelensky. First of all, what a class act. He has so much decorum, so much professionalism, so respectful, unbelievable amount of respect just for being in the Oval Office. I mean, if you need another example of just how unprofessional and cruel Trump and his allies have become, just don't look any further. Just watch the video. The treatment of President Vladimir Zelensky, the leader of a nation that is fighting for its survival against Russian aggression, was mocked and bullied in the Oval Office. Zelensky, honestly, he is a courageous leader. He stood against one of the world's most brutal dictators, Putin. And when he came here, he was treated absolutely like ghastly, like just ghastly behavior. He should have been met with respect and unwavering support, like he was by Prime Minister Keir Starmer in the UK. What a like, I'm so grateful that he was able to go from this bullshit to the UK, because if you watched any of that, like, it makes me want to cry. Prime Minister Starmer gave him a big hug, and he needed that. He needed that hug. And I'm sure many of us know what it feels like to be bullied, and he was literally bullied on live television, and it was being streamed to Russia because, oh, their security's so tight. They didn't know there was a fucking TASS Russian bitch ass reporter in the room. Like, they didn't know that. Y'all, like, I'm floored. Am I the only one? Am I the only one that's floored? So instead of standing with Ukraine and reinforcing America's commitment to democracy, Trump and Vance belittled him, making it clear, crystal clear, unless you're a fucking idiot, that his interests lie with autocrats like Putin rather than defenders of freedom. Like, come on, people. Like, if you voted for Trump, okay, now can you at least admit that you made a mistake? What's great is there's a lot of MAGA people coming forward, and I give them props. If you can admit that, hey, yeah, maybe I screwed up. Maybe I shouldn't have voted for him because I thought he was going to do this, but now, wow, what's he doing? But there are different reasons people voted for Trump. And yeah, I'm not even gonna get into that. All I can say is Zelensky is a man with so much decorum, so much decorum. What a class act. I could see him using his breath as a tool to stay cool. Okay. I mean, this guy and in his beautiful, like in his military garb, that dick fuck reporter from the corner, what are you wearing? Like, what an absolute asshole. Like, who even let him in the Oval Office? Like, what a stupid asshole. And of course, he's boyfriend to that idiot, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who talks out her ass constantly about how sweet Trump is. I don't, is that really the word you'd use to describe Trump? Sweet? Anyway, I'm just like floored. This guy had the audacity to ask a leader of another country and try to further berate and belittle him because that's what bullies do. They join up with each other because they have their strength in numbers, you know? Unbelievable, right? Unbelievable. It is shameful. It is shameful, and it is behavior that is so embarrassing for a normal US citizen who does want to have peace with the world and who does want to be liked. I don't like that we are now in isolation. I don't like that. I don't think it's safe. The message that this isolationist movement that Trump is doing is sending a really it's a dangerous thing. And it's not a good message to the world. Like it just isn't good. It tells our allies that America cannot be counted on for anything, that we are bullies, that we don't keep our word. I mean, I don't think most Americans want that, even people who voted for Trump. I think most Trump voters, or I hope that most Trump voters are actually good people and they just made a mistake, you know? I, and then, what's with the silence? Like all the silence. But anyway, to wrap up about Zelensky, he's my hero. Like this guy stands with his troops, and that's why he wears his military garb. He says that it is respectful when his troops are fighting for the country, that he stand in solidarity with them by wearing the same uniform. And if Trump had any knowledge, or Vance, or that fucking dickhead Marjorie Taylor Greene's boyfriend, nobody even knows his name. They call him Marjorie Taylor Greene's boyfriend. If he had any shred of decency and had any knowledge of history, the great Churchill, the great Winston Churchill wore military garb to the White House when he came to visit. Now, again, I am so grateful and thankful that President Zelensky went into the loving arms of the UK, who the people cheered for him when he came. They cheered for him and they promised unwavering support, as did Justin Trudeau, who I absolutely love. When I lived in Canada, his dad, Pierre Trudeau, was the prime minister. And Justin Trudeau to me is like an amazing, amazing, amazing human being. He is very intelligent, eloquent of speech, and he's a nice person. He's a nice person. He's actually a good person. Okay. Now let's talk about Bernie Sanders. Oh my God, Bernie, Bernie, Bernie. I voted for Bernie, I think, when he was running. I wanted him to run. I can't even remember what happened. Like I said, I'm not a politics person. I could give two shits about politics. I really could. But Bernie Sanders, oh my God, amidst all of this chaos, there are still voices of reason and resistance. And Senator Bernie Sanders I believe he's Senator of Vermont, at 82 years old, when most people would be slowing down, he's doing the opposite. He is on a fucking tour called the Oligarch Tour. Like he's a rock star. He's literally touring the country. He's ramping up the fight against oligarchy. When all Dems were quiet, nobody was making a sound, Bernie Sanders stood up, and it shows his natural affinity to leadership. He is a natural born leader. And I just love him. He's such a cute little old guy. Like, what's not to love? So he's ramping up the fight against oligarchy. He's got his tour. He's traveling across the country to expose how billionaires like Musk, Bezos, and what's that other guy? What's that other nerdy ass guy? Mark Zuckerberg. Um, they're consolidating wealth and power at the expense of everyday people. And I apologize. I don't like name calling. I don't. But it's come to the point where it's like getting under my skin. Like I am going to resort to their low level and start like calling names. It's like they don't like their own medicine, right? Bullies can't take a taste of their own medicine. They just can't because they're actual pussies. Like they can't do shit. Anyway, Bernie Sanders, thank you so much for the work you're doing. Like I am so impressed by what you have accomplished. He's been a relentless advocate for workers, and I'm talking laborers. He has been a relentless advocate. In fact, when I was in a nonprofit, when I was working for in partnership consulting, one of our clients was the Working Families Party in New York. And Bernie Sanders, they were a big supporter of Bernie Sanders. So I know he is for the worker, the blue collar worker, unlike Elon Musk, who wants to treat everyone like just cattle. Like he believes in slavery. Elon Musk does. I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Bernie Sanders at his age, he's one of the few politicians, the few who is unafraid to name the problems that were happening right now. Like he came forward. He's not afraid of Trump. And he says we're living in a system with a handful of billionaires control more wealth than half the country combined. And that instead of paying fair wages, investing in communities, supporting a functioning democracy, they are literally hoarding resources and influencing policies in Washington to serve their own interests. That's why Elon's here. He wants to shut down all the people that are looking into him and making sure what he's doing is above board and ethical and safe. I mean, it's flabbergasting. Bernie's message is clear. If we want to protect democracy and build a just economy, we must take on these fucking billionaire boy club people. And I'm waiting for direction on how this is going to happen. I want to know, like, I think recently, as of like this weekend, like some Democrats have finally stepped forward and are starting to speak out. Um, I can't remember her name. There's a lady, a very articulate who spoke out. Anyway, I can't remember names, but it was happy to see uh people start speaking out. So why does all of this, like, why does it really matter? Why should we care? Like, why should we care? Because these men, Trump and Musk, are reshaping America in real time. Trump is a direct threat to democracy, and Musk is controlling the digital, like the AI, the digital town square. If we don't push back, we are looking at a future where elections are manipulated. We have midterm elections coming up. I mean, uh, I live for today. I like to live in the present, but oh my God, I can't wait till November comes around. I can't wait. If we don't push back, we are looking at a future where not only elections are going to be manipulated, but billionaires control all the information. And truth in our country, truth becomes optional. Like it's okay to just lie constantly. It's okay to lie to people's faces. It's okay to gaslight people constantly, all day, every day. Anyway, we still have power. I think we still have power. We still have our voices. We have our ability to call out injustice and refuse to let these two plus a few shape the world unchecked. Like we have to speak out. We have to speak out. And I can tell you one thing, I'm a small little person, but throughout my lifetime on the schoolyard, elementary school, high school, college, I would never, never, no matter if I knew I was going to get hurt or something, I would never let that stand in the way of me helping someone who is getting bullied. Never. Whether it was an animal or a person, I stepped in. I didn't care. I didn't even think about what would happen to me. I stepped in because that's what a good person does. That's what a good person does. You help thy neighbor. You help thy neighbor. You love everyone. And I love that the Iowa senator came out and was questioning Christians on their behavior following Trump's lead. And I think it's great. It's like, it's time to start calling people out who are behaving badly. Like, it's time to start calling people out. And what he said was that you can't call yourself a Christian and pray in the morning and then go and support someone like Trump, who is basically like a rapist. He's, just has done so many illegal things, tax evasion, to name one of the hundreds of things he's done bad. Whew. All I can say is I hate watching the news. I'm not a news watcher. But right now, what we all need to do is stay informed and support independent journalism. I love the Midas Touch Network, Meidas, and Kyle Kalinske. Secular Talk, I think is what the channel is. Um, and they pull clips of things that were filmed, videoed, things that happened, and then they discuss them. And yeah, just really just stay informed and don't let this moment in our history, which is unbelievable what is happening, unbelievable. Don't let this moment pass, okay, without doing something. Don't let this moment pass without bringing in your voice somehow, some way. Do not let exhaustion keep you from fighting for truth. That is like the good people on this earth, okay? the good people on this earth. You need to vote, you need to speak up, you need to organize, challenge misinformation when you see it. These systems rely on us powerless, feeling powerless, but we are not powerless. We are not powerless. We are not stupid people. The United States is not filled with stupid people. There are smart people here who know right from wrong. You inherently know in your heart, you inherently know right from wrong. You do. You do. Anyway, I'm going to dedicate this episode to President Vladimir Zelensky, who I think is a hero. I think he has shown incredible decorum and professionalism and respect coming here to America like he did to get bullied in person with this disgusting ambush mugging, is what somebody called it, from Vance, disgusting man who loves couch cushions, and Trump, who's just overall Agent Orange disgusting. Like, don't drink his orange Kool-Aid anymore. Don't drink his Kool-Aid. Don't drink his Kool-Aid. Okay, please. Allow yourself to think a little bit on your own. Just put things down on paper. Forget who the actual person is doing the thing. Just call them A and B. Look at the behavior and decide who has the good behavior and who has the bad behavior. Don't stay married to words. Some people say, "Oh, I'm a staunch Republican. We're traditionally, my family has voted Republican for 400 years or whatever. Traditionally, we voted for liberals 400 years." No, make up your own mind. Traditions suck. Don't get bullied by your ancestors either. If your ancestors are kind of forcing you or telling you that you have to vote a certain way, no, that's not okay. If you're a good person, vote what's in your heart, what you believe to be good. Anyway, I'm really sorry for all the cussing, and I'm just so upset. I wanted to do my tidbit. I wanted to do my tidbit series. And I think just to help myself calm down from all this chaos, I'm still going to go ahead and do that next. But I just had to speak. I couldn't sit by. The only word I can use, I'm so verklempt over what has been going on. It's just unbelievable. And like I said, I could never, if you were a kid getting bullied and I happened to walk by, I would help you. You would love me. You would love me and you would want to be my friend for the rest of your life. I would help you. I do not do bullies. I do not do bullies. And I can't stand by. I do not like to stand by and watch people get bullied and hurt. It's just not right. Anyway, I know today's episode was different, but I had to speak up and I want to send my love out to the world. I have so many people who actually listen to my podcast from other parts of the world, all over, like Africa, all of Europe, Australia, Germany, England, Ireland. I mean, all over. I just really want to thank you for your support. And I want you to know I love you as a human being. You are one of my brothers and sisters in this world. And I don't care where you're from, but I want to send you my love because not all people who live in the United States of America are haters and mean people and bullies. Most of us are not. And I want you to know that. And to my fellow Canadians, oh my God, reporting to you from the 11th province. I would love to be able to say that for real. To my fellow Canadians, God, thank you for standing strong. Thank you, Justin Trudeau and the entire administration in Canada for standing strong and paving the way for other countries to stand strong. And I do feel really isolated actually. Like visually, I see the US just, kind of, there's a huge border gap between Mexico and Canada. And I feel like it's just really sad. Like, this is a sad time for the United States of America. This is a very sad time in the history of this country where we are actually the longest running democracy and have paved the way for others. And I know our forefathers, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, I know so many of those presidents are turning in their graves. And I don't know if there's like a written code, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but why the fuck are the sitting presidents, the ones that are alive today, why are they not doing something about this? I can't imagine that being a president is like a job where, oh, I work at a deli and oh yeah, I quit or I worked there for 4 years and now I'm going to another deli and I'm never going to think about that deli again. Like, I think if you were a president, that's a big lifelong commitment. It's not 4 years. The reason you wanted to be president so badly is because you are a patriot and you love your country. Like, where are the presidents? Where are they all? Why aren't they getting together and fucking converging on the Oval Office? Is it what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, folks, I want to send so much love out to the world. I just, my listeners from all over the world. I mean, when I look at the map on I use Buzzsprout to host my podcast. And when I look at the map, like there's somebody from every country and so many cities. And for some of my podcasts, I actually like call out the people that are listening. And I want to thank all of you. I really want to thank all of you. And I want you all to know that there are good people in the United States and we love you and we appreciate your support. Again, friends, don't let this moment pass without action, please. Okay, we'll be back next time with our usual lifestyle content. I'm going to be working on, I'm still doing the tidbit series, which I usually have my cards set up here. I have them right here, and maybe I should go ahead and just do that next podcast. Anytime I talk about organizing, it definitely makes me feel better. But I just want to thank all of you, send out lots of love. So we'll be back next time with Organize Your Closet and Your Life Will Follow. Um, I think right now we need to organize our country. But anyway, I needed to say this. Thank you for listening. Stay strong, stay aware, and most importantly, stay engaged. And until next time, peace and love to all of you. Please take care. Okay. And this is Ruma signing off from Organize Your Closet and Your Life Will Follow. Thank you again. My heart is with you. Thank you so much.